cheap beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, Miller Lite, it's in that van. Come on. The mountain is high, the valley is low.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Americans seem to like shortcuts. One reason Bank of America offers the Versatile card with every checking account. It lets you get cash and more at thousands of Versatile machines that are right on the way, no matter which way you're going. The Versatile card, the shortest distance between you and your money. Bank of America.
Knowing that your health benefit plan will always be there for you is a great comfort. Having the loyalty of a company that has stood the test of time, that can perform with grace under pressure, that can be trusted to handle any rough roads that might lie ahead. ODS Health Plan, there for you in sickness and in health.
For generations, bread has been an important part of every meal at the Riccatellis. And right now, while the crust is still hot, the middle full of goodness, they're not thinking about the skills and patience that go into baking their daily bread. And that's okay. They can keep on enjoying the food they love, and we'll keep on bringing it to them. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
When it comes to networking with IBM computers, who would you rather work with? Someone still earning their wings, or the company that's installed over twice as many multi-vendor PC networks as anyone? Computerland. We carry the full line of IBM PS2s, high-performance machines that can network mainframes, minis, workstations, and peripherals into one complete business solution. Computerland. Business to business, person to person.
Imagine you want to go out and buy some cheese, but you're waiting for a call from your friend Harry, who might have tickets to the big game. But you really want some cheese. But you really want to go see the game, but you want some cheese. Cheese game, cheese game. Well, if you have a cellular phone, like I do, then you can go out and buy the cheese and still be around for that important call. Ooh, a call. Excuse me, how much is the camembert? Hold on a second. Yellow? No, I can't talk right now, Mother. I'm in the dairy market. I'm buying cheese.
Like most tomboys, Kim Benson knows more about basketballs than cotton balls.
You're gonna be great on a date.
So when Kim announced she was going to the prom, her mom knew just where to turn.
Let's put a little color.
Mom put her trust in the cosmetics experts at Payless drugstores. So on prom night, Kim Benson had a whole new look.
Hi. Hi.
Payless drugstores.
Dr. Graney, the baby's coming. Now, you gotta send an ambulance.
David, we can't wait for an ambulance. Now, listen to me.
She's in a lot of pain.
Now, calm down. She's gonna be okay.
I don't think I can do this.
You can do it, David.
Just a reminder, with every GTE phone system, you can get a comprehensive service plan and the right people to back it up.
All right, this is it, David. Put your hands under the head. Guide it out.
Because some business calls are just too important to miss.
It's it, and that's that.
It's it, and that's that.
It's his, that's that.
Nothing beats it. You want the bar across the street.
Life's the great beer that's left Miller. It's everything you want a beer to be. It's his, that's that.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices. By cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft and Miller Genuine Draft Light, taking the country by storm. And by Alaska Airlines, rated best in the U.S. by frequent travelers.
How can it be that an automobile, a mere 9 inches larger on the outside, gives you over 2 feet more room on the inside? Maybe it's the new math. The 1992 Toyota Camry. We just couldn't leave well enough alone.
Come see the all-new Toyota Camry. Roomier, safer, quieter, and more powerful at your Toyota dealer now.
I like the way you make me laugh. I like the way you make me laugh. Sprite is you. That's right. I like the way you make me laugh. I like the funny things you do. You got a style all over your own. I like Sprite in you. That's right. I like Sprite in you.
Sprite with limon. A little more fun than what you're used to.
I like Sprite in you.
Imagine you're out camping, and then your food runs out on you, and then your water runs out on you, and then your wife runs out on you, and then the lightning starts, and then the rain starts, and then your car won't start, so then you pull out your cellular phone, and then you call Mom, and she comes and takes you home. And then she gives you soup. Hello, Ma.
Forget the limits of ordinary basketball shoes. You've entered the weightless environment of the Nike Flight Dimension. Examine, if you will, Scottie Pippen, about to discover the power of his Nike Air Flight shoes by way of a time warp. And so, the laws of ordinary basketball are rewritten in the higher court of the Flight Dimension.
Son, you could make hundreds of dollars a year in professional basketball.
Oh, look at the kids.
When celebrations call for your famous twice-baked potatoes, crispy fried chicken, and creamy root beer floats, you should never have to worry about your time or your budget. And that's okay, because we give you lower prices on your family's favorites every day. So instead of spending time chasing specials, you can spend your time on the important things. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
In the rain and snow, on the road again. I'm on the road again. On the road again. I'm on.
Do you have any pricing covered yet for gold?
Okay, thanks, Mary.
Not everyone is impressed that Payless Drugstores is one of the largest and most respected drugstores in the country. What impresses Mabel Anderson is how personal Payless Drugstores can be. It's the commitment of people like Lynn Harper, who cares enough about one of his customers to bring the store to her.
Brought your prescription?
Thank you, Lynn. I made some cookies for you.
Payless Drugstores.
And now, BP, big play of the game.
A Clyde Drexler big play lay-in a moment.
You know, ever since the new BP stations have come on the scene, big things have been happening. Millions of customers have been pulling in. You see, more and more drivers are discovering that high-octane BP Super Gasoline cleans their entire fuel intake system. So while our new stations have brought everyone in, it's BP Performance that brings everyone back. Sure is nice to be so popular.
BP on the move.
4 minutes gone, we're tied at 8. Clyde. Whoa, showtime from Clyde Drexler.
Clyde Drexler treats the Laker crowd to one of his vintage moves as the Blazers get out on the break and chalk up a huge road victory, beating Los Angeles 98-88.
That's why this play was the BP big play of the game.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Bank of America. Ask about Blazer banking at any branch. By Toyota and their quality line of 1992 cars and trucks. And by ODS Health Plan, partners in sickness and in health.
This is the Pontiac Silverdome, home of the Detroit Lions. Normally this time of year, the Detroit Pistons are the only sports story in town. But this year, the Detroit Lions under Wayne Fontes will be playing the Washington Redskins in the National Football Conference Championship in Washington, D.C. Sunday. Normally in conference championship games, the visiting team must travel 48 hours in advance to the game site. But when the Lions heard that Blazer Broadcasting was in town, they decided to get the national publicity and chose to stay home until Friday. The Lions were eager to talk to us.
William White, we want to ask you a big question about this game. What do you think of Terry Porter?
Porter, I think he's the linebacker for Seattle, right? He's a pretty good player, I believe.
We're just coming around trying to catch the flavor of a championship football game. We just wanted to know what you thought of what you guys are going to do against the Redskins.
We're going to come out on top, and, it's going to be a good game, but, the Lions will prevail. I think the Portland Trail Blazers is a great team.
Clyde Drexler?
Clyde Drexler, Terry Porter, Duckworth, Williams. I know them all. And what's the guy that wear them Band-Aids on his head?
Cliff Robinson.
Cliff Robinson. He's going to be a great player.
Coming up, Monica Spolstra and Scott Zachary with Blazer news and features. While we're away for this break, I'm going to find out some more Lions secrets.
Is the great beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, Miller Lite, it's in that. Come on.
Right now, while the lettuce is cool and crisp, the bell pepper's firm, just perfect. He's not thinking how all this wonderful produce was inspected for freshness, how it was trimmed and prepared to give better value. And that's okay. All he's thinking about is the great taste. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
You can't have Isaiah's moves. You can't have his speed.
Speed.
You can't have his
Style.
You definitely can't have.
His mom.
But you can have his car.
The 1992 Toyota Celica.
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
From the first down to the Final Four. From high school hoops to hometown heroes. Play-by-play, night by night. When your team turns it on, our team turns it on.
Sure, it's a great job. That's why we do it.
When a local kid makes good, we want you to know about it.
What can I say, folks? We love this stuff.
Watch our team watch your team. Rick Metzger, Ann Schatz, and Ed Whalen. The Team on Newsroom 6 Sports.
Set a goal. And then set another goal.
If you can't conceive it in your mind, you can't achieve it. My goal, if I'm a D student, is to get up to a C. And when I get to a C, now I want a B. Set a goal for yourself. Stay in school.
Halftime continues with this Blazer news. For the next couple of weeks, basketball players all over Oregon and Southwest Washington will be getting their teams together for the area's largest adult basketball tournament. Here's more on how you can participate in the Standard Insurance Trailblazer 3-on-3 Corporate Classic. Each year, more than 500 teams turn out for a weekend of the ultimate in rat ball experience. The tournament is open to men and women over 19 years of age, with regional playoff sites in Portland, Salem, Eugene, and Medford. After the smoke is cleared, regional champs in each age bracket are then invited to duke it out for the state championship in the Coliseum before a Blazer game. There are no entry fees whatsoever, and signing up is easy. Just get your team entry form postmarked no later than January 24th. For details, contact your Standard Insurance representative or call the Blazer office. Even though the Blazers took the NBA championship 14 years ago, the memory of that season still burns bright in many Blazer fans' minds. Here's Scott Zachary with more on the 77 squad and the Blazer team of today.
Ever since the Blazers met Detroit in the NBA Finals 2 years ago, many have been eager to draw comparisons between the current Blazer squad and the championship team. While those comparisons may not be fair, it's easy to say that both teams are unforgettable.
Ball away, keeps it alive, over to Walton. Lucas for the steal, Walton. Gonna score. Drexler's gonna drive, clear out, goal to the hoop, puts it up, blocked. Buck Williams the rebound, back to Porter, the three! Harry Porter, holy backboard, can you believe that?
I've seen teams, the fans get up for a team in championship series, but nothing like what's taken place here in Portland before, Brent. It's incredible.
Someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
If you entered the Blazers' Choice Sweepstakes last year and didn't win, you get another shot at it this year. So why not go ahead and enter your name? After all, it's not every day you get a chance to win a free family vacation to Disney World. This special scouting trip to sunny Orlando, Florida includes all air travel and accommodations provided by Azumano Travel Service. Plus, the winning family receives use of a budget rental car, passes to Disney World and Epcot Center, and tickets to see the Orlando Magic in action. For details on how you can enter, look on the Blazer page in next week's edition of This Week magazine, or in next Tuesday's Oregonian Food Day section. The Blazers' Choice Sweepstakes is presented by Alpenrose Dairy, Boyd's Coffee, Gatorade, Colgate-Palmolive, Flavor Pack, Mother's Cookies, and Steinfeld's products. If the Oregon rain is starting to get you a little down, remember that you have a shot to win a free trip for two to Mexico with the GTE three-point play. Here's more on how you can participate.
To enter your guess for how many three-point field goals you think the Blazers will make in January. If correct, you could instantly win a pair of Blazer tickets and a $100 GTE gift certificate. Plus, you would then qualify for the grand prize, a free round trip for two to one of 4 Mexican resort locations. The grand prize is courtesy of Alaska Airlines, which features flights to Puerto Vallarta, Los Cabos, Guadalajara, and Mazatlan. For details, stop by your nearest GTE phone mart.
During halftime of several Blazer home games throughout the season, the basketball court is transformed into a place where a competition of a very different kind is played out. Blazer fans take the floor at that point, and here's more on how you can get in on the fun. If you sign up for the Toyota Mini Grand Prix, you could be one of the fans taking your turn behind the wheel of one of these Toyota mini racing cars. The fan completing the most laps wins $400 in cash, and they qualify to compete for the grand prize, a trip for two to Southern California to see the Toyota Grand Prix and Disneyland. Plus, just for participating, each fan wins a pair of Blazer tickets. For details and your chance to enter, stop by any Portland Metro Toyota dealer. That's it for halftime tonight. Back to Mike Rice for upcoming television and cable game information after this.
If one word were to characterize the all-new Toyota Camry, it's change. Starting with a more powerful 185 horsepower V6. We've also changed the suspension for more responsive handling. And we even changed something called the camber angle on our front wheels for greater control. Because we're not the only ones making changes. We just couldn't leave well enough alone.
Test drive the all-new Toyota Camry. Roomier, safer, quieter, and more powerful at your Toyota dealer now.
Whoa, whoa. When you're on the go, when you're gonna win, French bread is the loaf with life.
It does a body good, everybody depends.
On the good in every slice of France bread, the good bread. It's the loaf with life. There's a lot of life in every loaf.
Your most important personal assets are those you can always trust to be there for you. When you choose a health benefit plan, choose one that feels solid, dependable, one that will always perform. ODS Health Plan. There for you in sickness and in health.
Genuine draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Toyota and their quality line of 1992 cars and trucks. By Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices. By your area BP station, BP, on the move throughout Oregon. By the people at Nike, who encourage you to just do it. By GTE. GTE, the power is on. And by Miller Lite. It's it, and that's that.
There are strong rumors throughout the NBA on which teams might make a trade in the next 4 weeks. It starts with the Charlotte Hornets. It goes to the Dallas Mavericks, the Detroit Pistons right here in town. There's rumors all over. The Portland Trail Blazers. Everybody has trade rumors about the Blazers. And, of course, both L.A. teams. And we don't want to forget Sir Charles. He's always on everybody's list. It all depends on salary cap and how those teams play in the next 4 weeks. Steve, Pat, have you heard about any trade rumors down there at the Palace?
Right now, he probably doesn't care about the price of that milk. He's not thinking about the many quality checks it must pass before it leaves our dairy. A dairy that wins awards year after year. But that's okay. We'll keep on bringing it to him, so all he has to think about is what comes next. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
Before you try anything new on an Alaska Airlines flight, we try it first.
Too spicy? Too spicy? Too spicy?
More?
Too far. Too far? Too far. Too far. Still too spicy? Still too spicy.
Still too spicy.
Louder?
Louder. Louder.
Louder?
Louder. Louder.
Too loud. Too loud.
Too loud.
Why does Alaska Airlines go to all this trouble? So you won't have to.
Come on. Hey, what do you want in a beer?
Come on.
Do you want a great beer that's less filling?
Well, come on.
Then Let me show you everything you want a beer to be.
Cold Miller Lite, it's it, and that's that. Come on. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, cause I like it like that. Since we're talking beer, let's cut the chit-chat. Miller Lite, it's it.
Everything you want a beer to be.
And that's that. Come on.
We remind you that Oregon's largest 3-on-3 basketball tournament, the Standard Insurance 3-on-3 Corporate Classic, is taking entries now. Again, it is a free tournament for men and women 19 years of age or older. You can find an entry form in tomorrow's Oregonian sports section or contact the Trailblazer office or any Standard Insurance agent. Okay, Steve, 8 minutes left, third quarter. We update our computer line fast stats. Detroit, a lot of effectiveness inside tonight, but the Blazers making a surge now, down by 11. Your thoughts?
The Trailblazers have established themselves in terms of being aggressive at the offensive end of the floor. Their shot selection has been much better, and they're beginning to stop the Pistons from getting second and third opportunities. A little backcourt pressure by Portland, which will force the Pistons to take a little bit more time off the clock themselves.
Thomas, shovel it off to Rodman, and Dennis Rodman scores. Dennis Rodman with 12 points, 11 rebounds. Pistons leading the battle of the boards 38-26. Porter pressured by Isaiah. Now Duckworth with Lambier.
Good patience that time by Duckworth. He almost lost control of the ball, but he got it to go up and down. But again, the play that's going to make it is what the guard does. That time, no one dropped down to get in Duckworth's way, so he was able to go one-on-one.
Almost 5 minutes gone, third quarter, 54-43, 11-point lead. Woolridge, the double team comes. Thomas. Shot is off, and the rebound, Buck Williams. That is Buck's first rebound of the night. Great pass from Porter to Drexler to Jerome Kersey. The sweet touch pass by Clyde Drexler, and it's now a 9-point game, 54-45.
The Trailblazer first unit has been able to control the first unit of the Detroit Pistons. They're making them take tough shots. There's another one, and when they get it, they're able to run out. Now, they've got to continue to challenge this team to get back.
Porter, three-point try, and the Blazers get their first three-pointer of the night. Portland was 0 for 7, riding the rainbow in the first half. It is now a 6-point game at 54-48. 6:14 to go, third quarter. Detroit, timeout.
The Trailblazers in transition. Porter looks to Drexler, who leaves it for a wide-open Jerome Kersey. 3-on-1 against Lambier, who does not have shot blocking ability, and that's the way you want to play the game. Daly sees control of the game, slip back to Portland. Wants to get back.
Sure, you work in an office,
What do you mean 8?
but you live on the phone, which is why you should know about Centranet service from GTE. With Centranet, you get the features and flexibility of the most sophisticated business telephone system, not the high cost of one.
It's really, really difficult for me right now.
Because while you spend most of your time on the phone,
You hung up on him, he's gone now.
there's no need to spend most of your money.
You could hitch a ride on a Comet. You could body surf a landslide. You could hang glide from an Eagle. You could book a flight on a lightning bolt. Or you could drive the 1992 Toyota 4x4 and get it all.
Knowing that your health benefit plan will always be there for you is a great comfort. Having the loyalty of a company that has stood the test of time, that can perform with grace under pressure, that can be trusted to handle any rough roads that might lie ahead. ODS Health Plan, there for you in sickness and in health.
Electricity is like your teacher at school. Everything that it does is to help you, but don't try and push your luck.
A good thing to know is to stay at least 10 feet away from power lines. Electricity can be either over your head or down underneath the ground. But the good stuff it does is in between with you and me. How do you think they watch TV before they have power? It's not hard. You just have to be careful.
For John and Dorothy Mills, this will be the trip of a lifetime. An adventure of the heart to places they've always dreamed of. And along the way, they'll trust a familiar name. With Payless Drugstore's computer pharmacy network, John's assured that his prescriptions will be easily refilled along their route. It's just one way we show people like John and Dorothy we're with them all the way. Payless Drugstores.
Where do millions of the world's vehicles go when they need to fill up? The same place you do. BP.
Don't worry, you were here first.
BP. On the move.
There's just a word, and there's no mistake in it.
Hello, Joe. What do you know?
All right, let's sample a bottle. I'll make it two. One for you and one for me.
Now we get warm. Diet Coke.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Cellular One. The nation's largest cellular company lets you imagine no limits. By Payless Drugstore, helping you get the most out of life. And by Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real thing.
Pardon me. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Imagine you've got this cousin you haven't seen for 12 years because he went off to Australia to look for zinc. But now he's rich. He's in town, and he wants to see you because you saved his life down at the old swimming hole when you were 12. But he's only in town for 3 hours, and you're down at the dime store buying orange paint. So, how's he going to find you? I don't know. Hello? Cousin Steve! Sure, I remember the old swimming hole. What about it?
It's another exciting year for the Franz Trailblazer trading cards. They're now available in loaves of Franz Premium White Bread and Franz 100% Whole Wheat Bread. Inside each loaf, you'll find a full-color, individually wrapped card of a Blazer player or coach, or one of 3 special Blazer theme cards. To make the cards even more a collector's item, this year's set has been printed by NBA Hoops, with exclusive photos on both the front and back. Franz Trailblazer trading cards, now available in loaves of Franz Premium White Bread and Franz 100% Whole Wheat Bread.
Jack, what do you want from me? You invested the money.
Well, I invested last year, too.
Okay.
Sure, you have problems.
Last year was last year. The rules have changed.
But the people at GTE can evaluate your needs and provide the right communication system and service so your phones won't be one of them.
Jack, I'm the only one left in the office.
Will it change the world?
We're accountants here, Jack, not magicians.
No.
Listen, Jack.
Just your little corner of it.
Let's set up a conference call tomorrow.
You knock yourself out just getting to your flight. That's why at Alaska Airlines, we figured the least we can do is treat you well once you finally get here.
Americans seem to like shortcuts. One reason Bank of America offers the Versatile card with every checking account. It lets you get cash and more
at thousands of Versatel machines that are right on the way, no matter which way you're going. The Versatel card, the shortest distance between you and your money. Bank of America.
Imagine you're on your way to work and you're in your car. And it's a small car, but that's okay, you know, because it gets good gas mileage. But then this guy in this great big car comes by, so whoom! And then he runs out of gas on the bridge. Now you're stuck in traffic. And today's the day you got that big presentation with graphs and things. But luckily you have a cellular phone. So you call the tow truck and you say, hey, tow truck, I got this guy in front of me. Get him out of here.
Your most important personal assets are those you can always trust to be there for you. When you choose a health benefit plan, choose one that feels solid, dependable, one that will always perform. ODS Health Plan. There for you in sickness and in health.
Filtered Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Just a little good advice, in just a little time you took, you're gonna like the way you see, you're gonna love the way you look.
At Binions, you'll find two kinds of professionals. People who know about optics and lenses and making quality glasses, and people who know about facial shapes and frames and making you look great. So about an hour later,
you're gonna love the way you look.
Buy one, get one free, or we'll pay for your eye exam with Binions newspaper coupons.
Pardon me, I'm sorry, excuse me.
When corn and butter tempt you, when cinnamon fills the air, when melting cheeses meet savory spices, when food brings a sense of joy, a sense of discovery, you should never have to worry about the price. And that's okay. You just keep on enjoying, and we'll keep on bringing them to you. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
Americans seem to like shortcuts. One reason Bank of America offers the Versatel card with every checking account. It lets you get cash and more at thousands of Versatel machines that are right on the way, no matter which way you're going. The Versatel card, the shortest distance between you and your money. Bank of America.
When you're on the go, when you're gonna win, Fred's bread is the loaf with life.
It does a body good, everybody depends
on the good in every slice of Fred's bread, the good bread. It's the loaf with life. There's a lot of life in every loaf.
You know, ever since the new BP stations have come on the scene, big things have been happening. Millions of customers have been pulling in. You see, more and more drivers are discovering that they can fill up at our pumps and fill up at our convenience shops all in one stop. So while our new stations have brought everyone in, it's everything else that's bringing them back. Sure is nice to be so popular.
BP on the move.
Give it a ball.
Some people won't do for the most refreshing taste on earth. Always keep plenty of Coca-Cola Classic on ice. You never know who'll drop in.
Just a little good advice, in just a little time it took, you're gonna like the way you see, you're gonna love the way you look.
At Binion's, you'll find two kinds of professionals. People who know about optics and lenses and making quality glasses, and people who know about facial shapes and frames and making you look great. So about an hour later,
You're gonna love the way you look.
buy one, get one free, or we'll pay for your eye exam with Binion's newspaper coupons.
Right now, while your day is full with your children, full with your work, you don't always have time to think about the evening meal. And that's okay. You can count on the F.G. Meyer Deli for plump chickens, a fresh array of salads, desserts that would tempt a saint. Great meals that save time, that taste homemade. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
Mark Aguirre came off the bench to score 21 points and pull down 10 rebounds and lead Detroit by the Portland Trailblazers tonight, 86-81. Stay with us. We've got a lot more coming up. And remember, our friends at the Miller Brewing Company remind you, think when you drink.
Portland Trailblazer basketball has been brought to you by Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices. By Alaska Airlines, rated best in the U.S. by frequent travelers. By ODS Health Plan, partners in sickness and in health. By Bank of America, ask about Blazer banking at any branch. By cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft and Miller Genuine Draft Light, taking the country by storm. And by Toyota and their quality line of 1992 cars and trucks. George Wash is the executive director and producer of Trailblazer Basketball, and J.R. Hellman is the coordinating producer.
Whenever you're hungry, there's time for Rave. A real and rich filling for great crunchy taste. Rave that's rich filling, Rave that's great taste.
Rave, the great crave.
Hey, sports fans, get a ticket to Bud Bowl 4, and you could win $1 million cash.
$1 million bucks? How many beers is that? More than we got. We're out. No way.
Rex, yo, we're out of Bud. Go to AMPM and pick some up, would you?
Go for a walk?
Stock up at AMPM's Bud Bowl headquarters with 12 packs of Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Dry for only $5.99 each. And don't forget your Bud Bowl ticket. Fill up for less at AMPM.
La Victoria presents Tips by Trevino.
Hi, gang. Let's work on the chip shot. First, get a good grip on your favorite chip. Now, swing down into a big bowl of La Victoria salsa. This is authentic salsa, the La Victoria way. They've been at it for 75 years. Now, nice log. Bingo.
Try La Victoria. They've got a salsa for every taste.
You got the basics. Now all it takes is practice, practice, practice.
Do you know the American Heart Association? Walter Davis
breakfast does. Research funded by the American Heart Association helped save his grandson, who can now look forward to having a grandson of his own. You can help prevent heart disease. We can tell you how.
Now, the Trailblazer postgame show. Tonight's postgame show is brought to you by your local Chevy Geo dealers, the Portland Trailblazers and the Chevy S10 Blazers, two proven winners. And by True Value Hardware. You can do it with True Value Hardware stores.
3-1, that's what you win here, 3/4, but the one that you lost was a huge one. What happened in the second quarter of play?
Steve, I think what happened is the people saw that we did not handle the pressure early in the quarter. We had our second group on the floor for the most part. We were very tentative. We picked the ball up in the backcourt. We had some young players out there, and they threw it away a couple of times, and Detroit fed off that. They made a couple of steals. And off our turnovers, they scored, and it kind of set the tone for the whole quarter. We never were able to recover. We never made any threat after that in the second quarter, and it was really the deciding point. We played hard for the rest of the game other than that, but we just couldn't overcome it.
A couple of spots in which you got to within 4, but it seemed as though you needed that break. You couldn't get it. You had a couple of turnovers and a chance to score close at the basket, but you couldn't convert. And again, what kind of damage does this put on the team at the start of a road trip, if any?
Not significant. You know, we know Detroit's a good team. They like to control the tempo. We're disappointed that we weren't able to come all the way back, but it was the fact that we did, and we played hard, and we saw in the second half we were played under control. It's not going to affect us the rest of the way. This is just one game. 24 hours from now, we play another game.
Well, in 24 hours, you play the Charlotte Hornets, and certainly I know that you're looking for a different game attack, but are you pleased with the way the Trailblazers have been displaying aggressive play over the last 10, 15 games?
I think so, Steve. We've come back from our early season uncertainties, and we played hard. We had some big wins at home. We had our last 2 games in particular were very, very good games for us. This is the first game of the trip, and certainly there's nothing for us to hang our head about.
Well, John, we got a couple of more TV games. We're going to get you out here for a win. I know these losses are tough. We'll be back with highlights and stats right after this.
You can do it with True Value.
Road travelers, be prepared with this Road Pal 12-volt air compressor from Campbell Hausfeld for only $19.99. This auto start battery charger from Shower is just $29.99. It's a booster and charger all in one. And get battery booster cables from Carroll Cable with heavy-duty angle clamps for only $9.99 at your local True Value, the neighborhood hardware store with national chain store buying power.
Introducing the 92 Chevrolet S-Blazer, official vehicle of the home team. Starting at right side backseat, Johnny, basketball and scouting. Starting at left side backseat, Kelly, ballet and cheerleading. At front seat passenger, Mom, endless meetings and errands. And driver, Dad, on the go, rain or shine. Make a 92 Chevrolet S-Blazer the official vehicle of your home team. See your local Chevrolet Geo dealer.
86-81, Detroit wins. Let's take a look at our second half highlights.
Trailblazers were very aggressive in the second half of play and began to get into the lead that the Pistons had established. The transition really was the key for them. And whenever Portland was able to get out and run, those plays happened in the first half, but they really were a telling mark for how they were able to play the game. Whenever the Pistons were able to get penetration, they were able to get Sally or Rodman with the shot, and that hurt. Isaiah Thomas deep out on the perimeter, but Dennis Rodman put it back, and that seemed to be perhaps a momentum builder for them, and that was the shot at the end of the first quarter of play, and Portland had a lead of 1, 23-22. The second quarter, and this is where the game turned, at beginning right here with the Walker steal and the hoop. They seemed to have an idea of how to slow Portland down, keep them out on the perimeter. They were having a tough time scoring the ball. The defensive intensity of the Pistons picked up, and even when they were at point-blank range, they couldn't get it done because of the defensive pressure. Isaiah Thomas with the penetration. Dumars had his shot knocked away. And the Trailblazers were trying to get back and run. Drexler couldn't get that one to go when they looked like they had a good shot. Darrell Walker with a hard push, and every time Portland seemed to have some penetration and a chance to score easily, a miscue, and out of that, the Pistons scored themselves. Lambier with the rebound and a good outlet to Darrell Walker. And again, Walker trying to beat the defense early, finds Aguirre on the other side. Now, the Pistons are not a running team all the time, but they will beat you when you give them breaking opportunities, and they will also beat you when you give players chances right at the basket.
And Detroit had a big edge in points in the paint tonight.
Good penetration by Ainge, leaves Cliff Robinson with a good hoop. Portland was challenging at that point. None of the Pistons got back. They thought they were going to get a call against the Trailblazers. They did not. Jerome Kersey scored 2 easily over the top.
Tonight's postgame guest, John Wetzel, will receive a $100 gift certificate from True Value at your store of first choice. And we'll be back with our Computerland stats board right after this.
Introducing the 92 Chevrolet S-Blazer, official vehicle of the home team. Starting at right side backseat, Johnny, basketball and scouting. Starting at left side backseat, Kelly, ballet and cheerleading. At front seat passenger, Mom, endless meetings and errands. And driver, Dad, on the go, rain or shine. Make a 92 Chevrolet S-Blazer the official vehicle of your home team. See your local Chevrolet Geo dealer.
You can do it with True Value.
Get organized with the accessible 16-gallon storage container by Tucker. Get a few, they're just $10 each. Then double your closet space with the Closet-Mate Organizer. It extends from 5 to 8 feet, and it's just $36.95. And tough work calls for True Value suede leather work gloves, just $2.77 a pair, at your local True Value, the neighborhood hardware store with national chain store buying power.
86-81 the final. The Blazers now 21-12. The Pistons 19-16. Let's look at our final Computerland stats board.
It would be classified as an ugly ball game if you said Drexler had a tough night in getting his 19 and Aguirre had a fairly easy night. Drexler with the leading rebounder. Rodman earlier had 9, finished with 15, but the field goal percentage 40 for both teams. The Trailblazers with a better job on the boards in the second half. They did a better job in the second half of scoring points, but it was that first half that got them in a big hole, and it really was too much for Portland to overcome.
24-8 was the scoring in the second quarter, and that was the one quarter that Detroit won. The Blazers struggled with that trapping defense. Redemption 24 hours away in Charlotte. And Steve, our next telecast will be against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've only won 10 consecutive ball games, and who knows what it'll be by the time we get in there next Tuesday. You'll see the game at 5 p.m. on KOIN TV, Channel 6, and the Trailblazer Television Network. That's going to do it tonight from the Palace of Auburn Hills. Pat Lafferty, Steve Jones, George Wash, J.R. Hellman, and our Blazer Broadcasting crew. Thanks for joining us. Without you out there, we're nowhere here. From Detroit, good night, everyone.
Tonight's postgame show has been brought to you by your local Chevy Geo dealers, the Portland Trailblazers and the Chevy S10 Blazers, 2 proven winners. And by True Value Hardware. You can do it with True Value Hardware stores.
This has been a Blazer Broadcasting sports presentation.